And we'll head to the top of the 5th inning here at Goodall Park. Quinton Pelzel, Ryan Murphy bringing you any CBL action. Sanford Maynard's Vermont Mountaineers, Pat Petteruti back to the mound. He'll try to complete his 3rd inning of work. His last inning went very smoothly, retiring the Mountaineers 1-2-3. Cam Climo, the first batter for the Mountaineers, and he'll take a ball inside. Count now 1-0. Climo 0 for 1. He has reached base on a walk. That was back in the 1st inning. Pitch to Climo, and that hits the inside part of the plate, and the count now 1-1 to the Mountaineer outfielder Cam Climo out of the University of Massachusetts Lowell, playing in his 17th game already for the Mountaineers. That fastball is outside. Count now 2-1.
Come on.
Went 1 for 3 on June 30th against Sanford. He had 2 hits and 2 runs last night. That was against the Swamp Bats in the big win. And that ball was lifted in the air to right center field. Back goes the right fielder Armitage, and he'll get there to make the catch into the gap to retire Climo for the first out here in the top of the 5th.
Pat Petteruti has now retired the last 5 batters he's faced. And that's a really good sign for a team that has gotten everyone on base at least once through 2 times in the order. So Petteruti really providing the outing his team needs, shutting down these Mountaineer bats and giving his guys a chance to come back when they take the batter's box.
Especially on a night where your starter only goes 2 innings, you certainly want a lot of depth, and you want to definitely stretch out the arm in the bullpen, and you just hope that that arm out of the bullpen, that first one to replace the starter only goes 2 innings, can go deep in the games. And it looks like Petteruti is well on his way to doing that as he pours in a first pitch fastball strike to Corey DiLoretto, comes set, and the pitch is just a little high, and the count now 1-1 to DiLoretto.
That being said, I think Rhett Gay was only going 2 innings no matter what. CJ Suarez was going to use him as an opener, as he did against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Now Petteruti pretty much acting as the starter tonight.
That 1-1 nips the inside part of the plate. Count now 1-2 to DiLoretto, the Mountaineers outfielder. 1 for 2. He singled in his last at-bat and was erased on the fielder's choice that Curtis Robinson grounded into. DiLoretto leads the Mountaineers with 19 runs batted in. Petteruti comes set in the pitch, a check swing, and a breaking ball in the dirt. Appealed down to first, no swing. First base coach Nico Diagnese also saying that Corey DiLoretto did not swing, as you would imagine.
And he was close. That pitch tempted him down in the zone. DiLoretto, a really strong guy with strong wrists, able to hold up in the nick of time.
So it'll be a 2-2 count to Corey DiLoretto with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. That ball is lifted behind the second baseman. It's going to fall into right field for a base hit. Corey DiLoretto fighting off a pitch in on his hands, and for the second straight at bat, he has a base hit, and that will bring to the plate the left-hand hitter Curtis Robinson.
Comparing that to DiLoretto's first at-bat where he hit a hard fly out to right field, at that point he was punished for hitting the ball hard. This time, Petteruti is punished for putting the ball right where he wants to and getting soft contact. My explanation for that? That's just baseball.
Yeah, that's the beauty of baseball. Certainly is, Ryan, as Curtis Robinson takes the ball outside, and the count now 1-0. Curtis Robinson 0 for 2. Reached base on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. Came around to score. The 1-0 is a broken back ground ball up the middle into center field for a base hit. Rounding second and stopping at second is Corey DiLoretto as the throw comes in from Shane Marshall, the Maynard center fielder. And on at first with his first hit of the day is Curtis Robinson. And the Mountaineers now have 2 men on with only 1 man out. Robinson seems so locked in, especially over the past couple games. Over the last 5 games, he's batting .313 and 1 for 3 tonight, so that average has certainly gone up. That'll be the right-hand hitter Connor Sharping against the left-hand pitcher Petteruti. And the first pitch is taken on the inside corner for a called strike. Count now 0-1. Federuti doing a nice job of throwing inside to these Mountaineers hitters and getting that inside part of the plate. As he comes set to take a look at DiLoretto, and the pitch is fouled back to the screen. So Federuti quickly ahead of Sharping 0-2. Sharping on the night, 1 for 2. Singled back in the third, was stranded at third base before that inning ended. Federuti comes set. Here is the 0-2. Fastball hit in the air to right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Over to cut it off is Marshall as DiLoretto rounds third. He'll head for home. And heading to third base is Curtis Robinson. And the Mountaineers have now scored their 4th run of the evening, and they take a 4-0 lead on the RBI single by Connor Sharping.
Sharping, another guy that earlier in this game made really hard contact and ended up with an out. This time, he hits a seeing eye single between Armitage in right and Marshall in center. Sometimes that's all you need to do, just get that bat extended, and good things will happen.
Mountaineers have now scored in 4 of the first 5 innings. First pitch as the runner goes from first, and that's a blooper into left field. It's going to fall for a base hit off the bat of Goulart. Sharping was going on the play as he rounds third and heads for home. The throw comes in from the left fielder Tate, but it's cut off. It's a 2-run double for Brian Goulart, who stands at second base after he's given the Mountaineers a 6-0 lead as they scored 3 here in the top of the 5th.
All I can say is the Mountaineers are just so locked in at the plate. They've scored now 13 runs in their past 12 innings. There's just no slowing down a team that's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and that ball was off. It looked like it was his hands, and it was down the left field line. The left fielder, Connor Tate, was playing a little in left center field, so that ball got down, and it took a little while for Tate to get to it. Tate certainly not any slouch for speed. He actually has a lot of it, and he was a little late getting there, and Connor Sharping showing off his speed, scoring from first. So now it'll be the right-hand hitter, Stratton Paderas. He takes the ball outside, and the count now 1-0. Paderas so far is 0 for 1. He walked back in the second inning. Paderas, the 6th batter of the inning here with 1 out. Goulart at second. Federuti deals a fastball, and that hits the inside part of the plate. Count now even at 1. Mountaineers now with 9 hits here with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Scored 3 runs to make it 6-0 over the Sanford Mainers. The 1-1, a fastball, and that's on the inside part of the plate. And the count is quickly 1-2 on Stratton Paderas with the top of the order on deck. There's action in the Mainers bullpen, a right-hander throwing long toss over there. Federuti taking a long look at Goulart at second base, and the pitch is a breaking ball low. And the count is now 2-2. Good hold by Stratton Paderas to not swing at that pitch. Stratton Paderas in the catcher spot for the 2nd straight night for the Mountaineers. Here's the 2-2. Fastball high and outside. And the count now full to Paderas.
That looks like Jerry Syracuse warming up in the third base bullpen. If he were to come on, it'd be his first appearance since his 1 inning plus against the Keene Swamp Bats last Saturday.
We have 3-2 to Paderas, and that ball's hit high in the air to deep left field. Back goes Tate. He'll have a play. He makes the catch just shy of the warning track, tagging at second as the throw comes in from Tate, and staying at second is Goulart. So it was a long second out there for the Mountaineers and Stratton Paderas as the lineup turns over once again for the 4th time, and it'll be Austin Gauthier.
Stratton Paderas did not miss that pitch by much. He put a good charge into it, sent Connor Tate all the way back to the warning track where he eventually made the catch. But if he's just a bit lower with his swing, that ball gets out and it's 8-0 Mountaineers.
First pitch to Austin Gauthier is a fastball high and outside. Count now 1-0. Gauthier looking for his first hit of the evening. He's 0 for 2. He has reached base though. That was in the first inning on a walk. Came around to score. Goulart takes his lead from second, and the 1-0, a breaking ball that's just a little high, and the count now 2-0. Pitcher Federuti, he wanted that pitch as he stared at Orlando Adams' catcher's mitt for quite a while there, wanting the strike call. Didn't get it, so it'll be a 2-0 count to Austin Gauthier. Mountaineers shortstop. 2-0, foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, strike one, as Pederuti went right after Gauthier with a fastball. Gauthier, the shortstop out of Hofstra University, 4 for 11 with 4 runs scored and 5 runs batted in against the Mainers. Has been held in check so far in this one, as the 2-1 is low and inside. Count now 3-1 to the Mountaineers' leadoff hitter. On deck, Matt McDermott. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. 3 runs home already for the Vermont Mountaineers. Big hit coming on a Brian Goulart 2-run double as he stands at second base, waiting to get driven in by Austin Gauthier if he can do it, as the 3-1 is fouled back to the screen. So the count now full with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. 6-0 Mountaineers lead, as Pederuti trying to get through the 5th by limiting the damage. A lot of the damage, of course, already done by the Mountaineers, scoring 3 runs. Pederuti comes set, and the payoff pitch, a fastball high, ball 4. Gauthier is on for the second straight time. That's not for the second straight time, but for the second time tonight. That's the second walk. And now there will be a mound visit.
As CJ Suarez goes out to the mound, Jerry Syracuse's warm-up gets a little bit more intense. He's starting to throw at around 70-80%, so doesn't look like Pederuti's day is done just yet, although it's hard to envision a scenario where he goes further than this hitter.
And now the entire infield will gather around CJ Suarez and the left-hand pitcher. And that meeting concludes, and the hitter will be Matt McDermott, the right-hand hitter out of the College of William and Mary. McDermott so far on the night, he's 1 for 2, sacrificed in the first, had an RBI single in the second, but he struck out in the 4th. McDermott coming into this game batting .297. No home runs, 10 runs batted in. Went hitless last night. Went 1 for 4 with 3 runs scored against the Mainers. That pitch is foul off, and the count now 0-1 to McDermott. Mountaineers second baseman. He's already made a nice play in this game. Still in the top of the 5th inning. Mountaineers threatening for more after they've scored 3 runs here in the 5th. Pederuti comes set, the 0-1. That fastball is taken just above the letters, and the count now even at 1.
Pederuti had a lot of success in the 3rd and 4th with his fastball, but here in the 5th it seems to be his undoing. Unable to get it over the plate, and it's allowed these Mountaineer hitters to key in on it in fastball counts.
1-1 is a fastball. That's back to the screen, and the count now 1-2 to Matt McDermott, the Mountaineers second baseman. Infield in normal depth, outfield as well, straight away against the number 2 hitter for the Mountaineers, Matt McDermott. Goulart takes his lead from second, Gauthier from first. Pederuti takes a look at Goulart at second. The 1-2 is a breaking ball line, foul towards the left side. That'll one hop the fence over along the left field foul line, and the count now 1-2 as he was just in front of that breaking ball.
He made great contact as well, just a bit out in front, but that was right where he wanted it, and he was inches away from, I believe that would have scored 2 runs.
Now the 1-2 is a fastball high, as McDermott does not chase the high fastball, so the count will now be 2-2 to Matt McDermott. Lights are on here at Goodall Park. There's a overcast above us. Very comfortable night for baseball here in Sanford, Maine. There's the 2-2. That fastball is popped foul, and another great at-bat from a Mountaineers hitter, especially coming from Matt McDermott. You don't expect anything less from McDermott when he's at the plate.
You really don't. He's a hitter that's been around 300 all season long, and this is an example of why. He doesn't always make great contact, but what he always does, he works the count and gets him to throw you his pitch.
2-2, a breaking ball that just sits a little high, so count will now be 3-2 with 2 outs. Runners will take off upon the pitch from second and first. Great speed at first base, so you would think a double in the gap will easily score Gauthier from first. And the 3-2 to McDermott. Fastball pop foul over towards the left side. The third baseman Van Remortel is calling for it in foul territory. Makes the catch along the warning track. And the side is retired. So Mountaineers score 3 in the inning after getting 4 base hits and stranding 2 base runners. We'll